Man, do you know it is about to be football season? What? So
Already regretting it.
there's something actually on
No,
TV.
you not. You know I like my cooking shows.
Child, it's all right. The cooking shows come all year round, but it is my time
I love them.
from late August to middle of February.
Really, it's never.
Yes, it is. It's my time.
Mm-hmm.
We back in
Oh,
football season. It's Michael with
Tatiana.
and Miss Parker. I'm glad you're here with me today
Thank you.
because we gonna get it right down to the nitty gritty. And we sitting up here now, and as we gonna start talking today about competitor versus comparator.
Mm-hmm.
I had to make sure I said it right. For those in the background, I said competitor versus comparator.
Right, right, right,
So, Miss Parker, can you hip the people on the difference?
right. Just my perception, personal opinion here, right? Um, a competitor is somebody you feel like you're competing with, right? Or competing against,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
At any given moment, on a good day or bad day, you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, you feel like they in your lane,
Gotcha, gotcha.
right? They trying to do like a lot of stuff. There's always like riding too close, to your lane. But a comparator is to me almost like a positive spin. It's an individual, a company, an entity, anything like that that you feel like you're very similar to, right?
Hmm.
So even with saying, "Oh, they're similar to me," you're looking at it in a positive aspect because you're possibly looking at um using that individual, right, as a blueprint, or maybe kind of mimicking what they do, how they move, anything like that. But you view them as somebody that is doing something similar to what you're doing. So it's almost like an aspiration too, right?
Yeah. It's almost like sometimes when you're looking like you're in competition with somebody, it's almost a negative spin
It
to
is.
it.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And so when you look at somebody as a comparator,
You have to have that view though.
yeah, you're looking for like-mindedness or
Yeah.
likeness
Yeah.
or a positive vibe
Yeah.
into that.
But it's still very much similar to what you do. It's you feel like this is somebody that is doing or has done or has accomplished something that I too am trying to do, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I can learn because this is something that can be reproduced, right?
Hmm.
But competitor is we in the same lane right now. You stealing my thunder, you riding my wave, you getting in the way, you have more access, you have better resources at your fingertip, you have more than me, or you've gotten further than me.
Yeah. And we look and we it's almost kind of like the vibe we talked about. Is your business thriving, surviving, or dying?
Mhm.
For the people that have a thriving business, they're really not looking for a competitor. They're looking for a comparator.
Because it's time to elevate
Exactly. You looking for,
that
okay,
that upgrade.
I see they doing this and that, and I like how they getting there.
Right.
So now you're trying to figure out how can I, in the words of the 1980s commercial, how can I be like Mike?
Right, right, right. Because you don't, in essence, for them, you don't feel like they're in your way, right? It's very positive.
Yep.
And it's kind of hard to put that difference out there, like competitor versus comparator. Like it's really hard if you really wanted to just left right it, right twix left twix it, black or white it, it's negative versus positive.
Yeah. And it also goes back to how we talked about my 6 ain't your 9.
Right.
You gotta look at it like that. And this is a very in-depth subject because a lot of time what they say competition is the thief of joy.
Mhm.
So for those who have a business that ain't thriving, let's say your business is surviving,
Mhm.
you looking at a competitor that's somebody who's stealing from you, or they're taking away your shine.
Or honestly, if you're in that mindset or that frame of mind, at that point, anybody is a competitor to you because everybody's doing better than you.
Exactly. And then for the person who business is dying, you just like shit. I'm shit out of luck. I done failed at this.
You need the comparator because you need that light at the end of the tunnel. You need that that 2 o'clock caffeine jolt. You need that. You need that sense of you need that sense of this too can happen. It happened for somebody else. It can happen for me.
Yeah. It's almost to the point sometimes where they say you gotta find the joy in the sadness.
Right.
Yeah. Sometimes when people get to the point, they keep trying to compare themselves with others.
Sometimes you need to just stop.
Yeah. I think one of the old adage it is, my greatest competition is in the mirror.
Yeah.
I think for us, especially like let's just go for like watch for the hook side, our biggest competition is year by year.
Right, right, right. It's our trend.
Yeah.
That's now you're talking my language.
Yeah.
Okay.
We looking at watch for the hook in 2024 compared to 2023,
2019.
20,
Right,
2021,
right,
2022. So that's our competition.
right.
We don't look at it. But as far as a comparator,
Mhm.
we go look at other small black owned apparel businesses. We like, okay, what can we see what they're doing? And we're like, oh, okay, well, you see they doing these types of videos or they got this type of merch, and you're
Mhm.
like, so how does that align with us?
So it's a couple of things. I want to stick a pin right there.
Gotcha.
It's a couple of things with that. When you're deciding, right, what similarities you are going to look at, that will determine who your comparator is, right? And for some of us, we have foggy glasses on.
We've been drinking all day.
Been drinking all day, been day drinking. When we try to decide who we actually are similar to, right? It needs to be very right now, real time, very actual, not necessarily where you plan to be in 10 years because you're not there yet.
Mm.
And it's ways to move. But also, when looking at a comparator, you have to make sure that it's individuals or whatever you're looking at as the comparator, that it should be similar to what you're doing. You have to make sure you're not feeling threatened.
Envious.
Right, right.
Why is it happening to them and not happening
And
to
I've
us?
seen a lot of that.
Oh man, envy is the
I've
thief of joy.
it
It's
is.
another thief.
I've seen it written. I've heard it to my eardrum
Written down,
on,
labeled.
platforms, on various platforms in SMS, like it's like, wait, what? So you gotta make sure you understand there's a fine line between you feel threatened by them, you're actually similar to them, or you're just being freaking unrealistic.
I mean,
But sometimes that then goes to competition. But then if you're looking at a comparator with foggy glasses, are you then looking at certain individuals or entities as competition through that same foggy lens when y'all ain't even y'all in the same building, but you're not in the same room?
let me tell you like this. If you're a small business, which means you got from 1 to 500
Right.
employees,
4.99 in between.
you not in competition with a company that's got 10,000
You're
employees.
not.
Let's just keep it a buck. What you are is a comparator to all the other small
That
businesses
check those
that
boxes.
check those boxes that are in your realm.
Yeah. They do similar things to you. However, they're doing it on a scale of tenfold.
So explain what tenfold mean.
If you doing one digital print, I'm just making up something, right?
Mhm.
If you producing or doing one digital print a month, tenfold of one is what a month, Mike?
10.
Exactly.
So if you doing one and they doing 10, y'all ain't in the same boat.
But but they're a comparator because y'all are all doing very, very basically the same things. They're just doing it at a higher level, but it's not an unattainable level to you. You just gotta get there.
Yes, you got what they say. If you shoot for the moon and you miss, you'll be amongst the stars.
Right,
That's what she's comparing it to. You looking at the moon and you say, I'm gonna take my shot. And you say, damn, I missed the moon.
right.
And for those who even thought about shooting a shot or say, damn, I missed the moon, they thought it was gonna kill them this time, but they still alive. It's always still available at www.watch4thehook.com. Come by and get that dreamer's tea.
It's so pretty.
Hey yo, that teal ice is a
It
smooth
is. It
operator,
is. It is. It really is.
very smooth color. But like I said, but back to like the folks that were shooting that shot, you gotta understand also when you are looking and comparing yourself, your business, to others, you just gotta have this removing the ego
Yeah.
from yourself as well. Like, yeah, I let me tell you, I know Watch with Hooks. I got some of the best products out there in the
Mhm,
world, quality wise,
mhm,
design wise. I know it's one of one. The crazy thing is, one of one ain't the best seller. You know
mm-mm.
what's the best seller? 100 of 100. But guess what? The answer is still one.
Right.
The difference is when you can produce more, throw more out there, you're gonna be better off. So that's how those companies who you think are your competitor,
Right.
who can throw out 100 designs a season compared to your two, is not your comparator.
No.
That's not you're not in that lane. You're just not there.
And you know what? It's crazy you said it like that because you literally like summed it up. Because one, okay, you know I love my cooking shows, right?
Uh-huh.
Anything. I don't care if
Because my
it's
baby can throw down in that kitchen.
is it. I don't care if it's baking, pasta. I don't care any type of cooking show. So just using a food truck as an example,
Mhm.
a food truck compared. A new food truck compared to a food truck that's been in longer existence, that might be in the realm of competition, right? Y'all are now in the same area or, no. Yeah. A food truck trying to have a brick and mortar as a comparator, that's not similar. You see what I'm saying? Does that make
No,
sense?
no, it's not.
That's not a
Y-
food truck to a food truck is competition.
Yeah.
A food truck to a brick and mortar that's been around, and they've got Michelin stars, that's not a comparator.
And I mean, let's just say a food truck don't seat nobody.
No.
A restaurant can seat between 60 to 120.
And have a
Easy.
full staff,
Have a full
right?
staff.
A huge menu.
Yeah. So I mean,
It's
even
different.
even though y'all prepare food, y'all not in the same
You're
lane.
That's not your comparator. So I just think I just think personal opinion here, and I think I've been on personal opinion a lot.
Well, I mean, you know, person. I mean, that's how this works.
I have lots of opinions, okay? Um, I think sometimes uh we as a people, meaning anybody in business or anybody at all, sometimes try to decipher these things through a foggy lens. Sometimes they don't even realize that your competitor is not your comparator, or that your comparator is not your competitor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think it's like a lot of people use foggy lens, and I've seen that, and it's so skewed. And I just kind of be like, why don't you just be realistic?
I mean, there are businesses around us, on just like in areas. I know of
Hmm.
print shops and people that have been small businesses that have been doing this for 30
Uh
years.
huh. About
And
as long as I've been
yeah,
alive.
yeah, yeah, exactly. You know,
Hmm.
you ain't but 28. But I wouldn't dare try to compare us to them. But what I could compare is how to achieve the quality of work they do,
Hmm.
not how long they've been doing it. See, that's a
Yes.
see that's a comparison that we need to tap in because we've learned ain't but like 7 or 8 big global manufacturers of t-shirts
Right, right,
and
right.
apparel. I mean, people get it twisted. People look at private labels and think these people are manufacturers. They're not.
No.
They're just private label companies who pay manufacturers to produce their product at a larger scale.
Yeah.
That's where
That's
the
things we've learned.
that's where the comparison now ends.
Because let me tell you why the comparison ends, right?
Hit them with it,
Because you can't compete.
which means you're not competition.
You can't compete if you can't compare.
If if a manufacturer is producing 10,000 garments for one and 20 for you, y'all ain't competition
You can't compete.
when you can't compare.
Right. That
That-
ain't your comparator.
That's not your comparator.
That ain't even your competition.
Exactly.
That's out your range.
We back to the little engine that could.
1 to 500. That 499 difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, we talking about those big engines that eat little engines up.
Gobble gobble.
Yeah. And that's what a lot of people don't even realize.
But it takes a different level of sanity to even get to that level of realism. Like that's like the biggest ego check,
Yeah, because you can, and this is all sincerity. Cotton is still cotton.
ain't it?
Silk is still silk.
Mhm.
Polyester still polyester.
Hot as
Synthetic blend
hot
is
as
still a
hell.
synthetic blend.
Sweet.
Issue is who can produce more of it at a singular time
Yeah,
and space.
yeah.
Those who keep the needle moving manufacture wise, they get the best bang for their buck.
Mhm, mhm.
They will tell you, they're like, hey man, our minimum quantity is 100.
Right.
Because they like, we ain't wasting our time if you talking less than 100.
MOQ. What's your MOQ?
Yeah, minimum order of quantity. So now you gotta go find somebody. If you can't afford to do 100, you gotta go find somebody
Right.
who can say,
Because you know you can't offload 100 quick enough.
no, if you order 100 and it take you 2 years to offload it, that's not quick.
You don't need that
You don't need 100. You need 20.
You-
We
yeah,
keeping it a
yeah.
buck.
That's true. That's true. Because yeah, yeah.
We keeping it a buck.
If you want to offload it quickly, yeah, you looking at that's those variables that come into place, and I feel like we've now traipsed into the jungle over there. We supposed to be sticking up, but no, you kind of go into competition and like
Yeah,
really understanding how you define what your competition is.
yeah, because your competition isn't somebody who has lapped you 5 times.
Oh, you better say it.
We
You
just
better
got through
say it.
watching the Olympics, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not Noah Lyles' competition. My fat ass ain't running the 100 meters and
No,
all
no,
that.
you ain't. He ain't even your
To do that.
comparator.
Hell no.
You the spectator.
Fuck yes. I'm in the stands talking shit. We not the same.
Average.
Fuck yeah. Alcoholic at best. We are not the same. Yes, that is damn sure true. As much as fast as Noah Lyles is, I'm not his fucking competition.
No,
It's
no.
the other 8 motherfuckers that was out there. My fat ass was not. My fat ass ain't comparison. I'm not a
You know you
comparator.
know you can't compete, huh?
No,
So you know you can't compare.
exactly. And some people just, and I'm telling you, some business owners think they in a league that they don't belong in.
But then no, okay, I'm stop.
Keep
No, no,
it
no, no,
going,
no, no,
keep it
because I
going.
was about to go way. It was gonna be rogue and it was gonna be
I got you. I
offensive.
got
So
you. But even like just for us, we're an online business, right?
e-commerce.
E-commerce
Hmm.
online. You means you sell online. It will be hard to even be a comparator to somebody who has 7 brick and mortar stores and they also sell online
Yes,
with a wholesale distribution center.
they're not your comparator and they are not your competitor.
Exactly, because we ain't family bang
We
us.
ain't even no, we ain't even the same parking lot at
So
that point.
that's
Mm-mm.
where we're talking about as a business and as a business owner. Sometimes ego will have you tripping. You will be out here thinking you is what you ain't.
Yeah. We ain't.
Listen, you ain't that.
You know.
I'm not running that 100 meter 9 8
Mm-mm.
9 or 10 under.
Mm-mm.
My ass running about 17.
You you jogging. Slow, you fast walking.
I might be about a 14. Hold on, player.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm laughing.
But we right, but but you gotta hit it like that sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta understand that when you are looking to be a competitor, you don't need to also try to figure out if they are my comparator.
Mm-mm. It's
Those
two
are
totally different views.
two totally different things. And by the time you start looking, you probably over two.
Because you've been looking through foggy lenses. I love it.
I mean, some people trying to be 2-0 and 1-1. I mean, a lot of people are 0-2. And let's just keep it a buck. When we first started out just in the apparel business, we didn't even talk about podcasts. That may be a whole nother subject later on. Apparel business wise, we and looked for comparatorisms
Yeah. Yeah.
with other online small black apparel businesses.
Yeah.
Some of those are still in business. Be happy for
Some are
them,
not.
and some are
Right.
not.
Yeah.
And we also know what some of those others did when they started the business. They went all in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when I say go all in, like they quit their jobs, that was them 100%. Me and Miss Parker would never sold just that right there. They're like, oh well, maybe y'all business is a hobby. No, it's not a hobby.
No.
It's still our business. We promote it. We run it every day, 365. The the one main thing we understood was unless it supplements 100% of what we do,
Yeah.
we can't 100% get out of what we're doing.
Because I have to 200% take care of 2 mouths, little
Our
mouths.
vows.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, you got to look at it like that.
Yeah.
And so that's one thing about you looking in a competition with folks, and you look at your competitor,
Mm-hmm.
what they doing. You might not know what they really doing behind the scenes
Exactly. Or what they not doing. Or what they tell you they doing, but they really just facade. That's a whole nother topic.
because you got to remember, social media 9 times out of 10 is a highlight reel.
Mhm.
It's not the real real.
Mm-mm. And occasionally you will find people that will air their dirty laundry, and then I'm like, "That really ain't the place."
Ain't the place for it.
Yeah.
Miss Parker, I
Yes.
appreciate you for getting in and hitting them up with the competitor versus a comparator.
Mhm, mhm.
And we hope this has enlightened you all in certain ways
Right.
to, give y'all a different vocale and a different spin on the
Mhm.
language of being a business owner or even looking to be a business owner. But if you're thinking about being a business owner, you can always come by www.watch4 the number 4 thehook.com. Click that podcast money merch tab. It's not just about podcasting. It's also about if you think you're looking to be an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
you get a free 30 minutes out of me and Miss Parker to see if that's what you really want to do.
Right, right, right.
Because we tell people all the time, you didn't ask for these problems. No, you
No,
did
yeah,
ask for
you
these
did
people.
ask for these
We on
problems.
this podcast because we asked
We asked.
for these problems we got.
Mhm.
Catch y'all next time.